The kids were doing a small group self-discovery project on the relationship with inscribed angles, central angles, and then the intercepted or the shared arc. I chose this activity because one of the shifts of the Common Core is a deeper conceptual understanding of the material being taught. And we have found that if students are able to do an investigation and see the correlation between what we're trying to teach them and how it actually works in real life or how it's derived, they have a better understanding and they can apply that knowledge currently and down the road.
Today in geometry we were studying the relationship between inscribed angles and central angles. Ms. Chiardi gave us a question and we all had to work together to figure out the answer. We had to draw pictures and we all got up and presented our findings. So there were 4 people in a group and each person was assigned a job. There was the voice who spoke for the group and presented. There was the leader, the scribe who wrote down what everybody said and took notes, and then somebody who organized it. And I really like that system because everybody had a job and everybody was contributing equally.
We have traditionally heard that our math standards have been an inch deep and a mile wide. And what we've done with the Common Core is we're going to apply it differently. Instead of having rote questions, we're actually going to have a greater fluency of the rote questions, but we're applying it then to real-world situations. And not just get an answer, which is going to be difficult for students because most of the time they want just an answer, but we as teachers have to look at and pay attention to the process. How are students getting the answer? What are they thinking? How does it look? And the students are going to have to write about this. So we will be seeing writing in the classroom for math as well as the reading.
So the team test is really just for students so that they can work together in groups and really work on communicating on math problems, and it really helps them to prepare for their upcoming assessment, which they're going to have to take individually. But students are able to work in groups, and that way they can help each other and learn things from each other that they maybe didn't learn from me in the past. As the new Common Core standards come into place, this is something that actually fits well because it forces the students to problem solve and communicate and help each other and work together and really just get to the bottom of a problem.
So right now we're taking a team test. We're in like a group of 4, and if we do something wrong, someone else can spot out for you and say, hey, you should do this instead.
You kind of debate on answers during the team test, and it helps you practice because some of the questions are very similar to the questions that are going to be on the test.
And then I also have an iPad which I have connected using AirServer to the projector, so I go around the classroom, and it's nice because I'm able to help students. If I'm helping one student on a problem, it will show up on the screen so the rest of the class can see it as well, so I can pretty much teach from anywhere in the room.
So today what I had the kids do was I had them show me the same perimeter in different shapes. I posed the problem. We have 14 yards of fencing currently around our rectangular plot in our school garden. So if we were going to change that shape, what shapes could we make without adding more fencing or taking away fencing, using the existing 14 yards? And they constructed it using straws if they needed to, so they could concretely see what does 14 yards look like, or they could use their graph paper and draw it out, whichever was easiest. So today it wasn't, can you just tell me how to find the perimeter? It's, here's our problem. We have fencing that we need to use. How are we going to reappropriate that fencing? What are the different shapes we can make using the existing 14 yards of fencing?
I learned that objects can have a lot of different shapes. Like this one looks nothing like this one, but they still have the same perimeter.
So with the shifts in Common Core, there is a shift in curriculum, but more importantly, there's a shift in the practice, in our math practice. So where kids tend to know their math facts and like to move ahead more quickly, what we're doing is we're spending more time on concepts so kids really understand multiplication. It's not, what is 6 times 4 or what is 6 times 5. The problem might be, in your class, how many 6-packs of water will you need to buy so that every child has a bottle of water? That's a real life problem. In real life, we don't go to the grocery store and need to know, what is 7 times 8. It's how do we use those facts? And that's a big shift for our kids. So they have to start with, we have 20 kids in our class. If I have 3 6-packs of water, that's not enough. If I have 4 6-packs of water, I'll have a little extra, but that's enough. That's how we're using our multiplication facts. And that's one of the shifts in Common Core.